Well, when do you ever try to get in trouble?
I don't try to get in trouble, but by trying to get anything accomplished turns into I'm the number one hit. I'm on the hit list because I am causing.
You're a troublemaker because you're making sense and you're voicing your complaints.
I'm bringing up my opinion about it and things that need to be done, and it turns into work for them.
Yep.
And that's what gets me into trouble, and that's what gets me in trouble. I'll make someone that's sitting there on their ass doing absolutely nothing do something.
Yeah.
Try to do something anyway. Find out something.
It's their job.
It's their job to sit there and play damn video games all day long and have competition going on and tell you, can you wait a minute? We got a video game going on.
Did they tell you that?
They didn't say they had a video game going on, but there's 3 idiots sitting there playing the game, and you watch them, and then when they all stop, they all look up from their phones, and they say, now, what was you saying?
Wow.
Standing there, and they say, well, wow. I say, you all sitting there playing video games. They said, well, we got to do something here. And I just turned around and walked out. I couldn't, I did not want to get in trouble right then.
Hey, everybody. Hey, I started this live stream because a lot of you have been asking about Cowboy. And we're going to get caught up with Cowboy because he's got a lot to talk about. And he's telling me some pretty disturbing things that are going on at the Aloft Motel. So this is one of the motels that Denver contracted with the owners to essentially take over this motel with COVID money. And they would put a population of homeless individuals at this motel. And then at some random point, that contract will come to an end. Well, it's reached that random point. People are saying, hey, Cowboy, how's it going? He's pretty fired up today. Cowboy called me yesterday to tell me about some things that have been going on over at this Aloft. And we've got a situation, and it's piquing all the advocates and all the individuals that are going to be left with nowhere to go and no housing options. So Denver announced that they're going to be closing this motel, and lo and behold, they just put Cowboy in there. So this is going to be a really interesting transition, and Cowboy's stressed because they're not telling him what he needs to do, except that they're closing this place and he needs to get with his case manager. Well, he doesn't have a case manager. So you've been at this Aloft for how long?
About 6 weeks now.
6 weeks. And it all came about because a District 3 cop kept telling Cowboy, what?
That I ought to be out of there, and if I was in his area, he'd be pursuing me more because I did not belong there.
Yeah, these cops and their targeted harassment of certain people. Cowboy is a survivor out here. Rarely does he ask for anything. We've tried to initiate some things here in the past with just mainly getting his documents so he can start a housing process. He just got his documents. So, and it took almost 2 years through COVID. Maybe some of you have heard me talk about getting a random phone call about, it was less than 2 months ago, and they said, hey, we need to know where Cowboy is. We have his ID and his birth certificate. We're calling you from the ID project. I'm like, yeah, we started this 1.5 years ago. They're like, yeah, we don't know what happened, but we've got his information now. So I took him down, got his ID, his birth certificate, and then all of a sudden, this District 3 cop, I don't know, somehow made it so that Cowboy would get taken down to the Aloft and move in there, and they would take over to start this housing process. And here we are 6 weeks later. He didn't know anything, and now they've handed him a letter that states April 1st they'll be closing. Did you put that letter? Did you tuck that way away?
Right here. Yeah.
Let's read this. Let's read this letter. You're gonna love this and what they tell them they need to do.
Yeah, this letter is informed you that the protective action motel rooms being provided at Aloft are being closed. These rooms were provided during the COVID-19 pandemic to people at high risk of getting viruses and those prepared for quarantine. These rooms are being closed as of I'll let her finish reading all this. I hate reading.
Well, you need new glasses. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, these rooms are being closed as the pandemic continues to subside and regulations are eased. You know, all of a sudden, isn't it amazing how COVID was here one day and then it's gone? And, you know, we've got all these vaccine injuries and we've got all this other weird stuff going on, but really not any COVID because, oh, shit, damn it, there's no more COVID money. So, yeah, and you will have to move out in April of 2023. You will be provided a firm move-out date in the coming months. We recognize the importance and stability this motel shelter has created and how hard it is to move. Your caseworker will help you make a plan for where you can stay after you leave the motel and to get the medical and behavioral health care supports you need. If you haven't already, we encourage you to get your COVID-19 vaccine. Vaccination is the most effective way to keep yourself and your community healthy from COVID-19 as we throw your ass back out onto the street with no gear, no shelter, no way to take care of yourself. But make sure you get your vaccine. And so talk to your case manager if you need help getting a vaccine. I shit you not.
And the only thing that they've taught, the only thing they want you to learn down there is have to do absolutely nothing and enjoy it. You're down there, we're supposed to be wearing a mask when we walk in the door and go up to your room and stay in your room until you've got someplace to go. And then you're not even supposed to slow down. You're supposed to wear your mask out the door and come back. And they run, a curfew on you. If you're not here, they beat on your door just to see if anyone's here. And, I haven't got along really great, and I damn sure haven't learned anything down there other than boredom is about to drive me insane.
You refer to it as being worse than being in jail?
Yeah, in jail, at least you can have visitors.
So you are free to come and go, am I correct?
Yeah, I can come and go. But I gotta, check into this place, go through the security guards, into your room, and they feed down there. If I didn't have my food stamp going, I'd starve to death down there already. And they feed 3 meals a day, but they're nothing meals. Today's breakfast was, a breakfast bar and an orange.
A breakfast bar and an orange.
Yeah.
For your meal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is with the hundreds of millions of dollars that have flowed through Denver. They've already closed one of these sites. Our 73-year-old friend Brenda is in another one of those sites. And so the last paragraph of this letter goes on to state, please let your case manager know what additional help you may need. Thank you for your patience and understanding as we navigate the closing of these units. Sincerely, the City and County of Denver, the Colorado Coalition for the Homeless, and the Salvation Army. So the Coalition for the Homeless is not running this location. It's a Salvation Army. Cowboy's been told several times that he doesn't belong there. When he goes to show ID, what are they telling you?
They told me that I didn't belong there because this is for people that were homeless. And I told them I didn't have a home. And I didn't look like I belonged there because at the time I had a full beard then. And then I shaved, and they still don't think I look like I belong there.
You don't look homeless enough?
Evidently not. I don't know, or they don't want, or they're not supposed to be any homeless people there or something, because I don't belong there. And I don't belong there because I'll be damned if I need to sit in a place and learn how to do absolutely nothing and think it's enjoyable for how you spend your time.
And you don't even have a phone?
No, I didn't. There was no phone in the room. There was no way to store it. There's no refrigerator. There's no microwave in the room. The phone system doesn't work, and I told them that, and they said they would check into it, and they haven't yet. It's a great place. Yeah, there's electricity and running water and a toilet there. But hell, I mean, I was damn near as good as that out on the living in camps, and I damn sure was in a better mood there.
Cowboy, I don't understand. He bothers no one. I don't get it. But he doesn't have a right to survive unless it's the cops and the city's idea of where he should go and comply. And he told me a very, very, very disturbing story about fire alarm. Yeah, tell us, Cowboy.
Yeah, they're a couple weeks or so back, the fire alarms went off. You know, they come on blasting in the PA system into your room. There's fire report. You need to go out of your room.
At 5 o'clock?
Yeah,
5 o'clock in the morning?
Early in the morning. Part of us went down there, and we're going down the fire escape. When we get down to the bottom door, the damn thing's locked. We can't get out of there.
They're locked in the building.
Yeah, and we have to figure out which way to go to get out of there, to get out of their damn building. And we wound up going further down, deeper into the basement, across the basement, through 2 doors, and up another set of stairs to get out of there. And I didn't see any signs to say this way in case of fire. And when you get the fire door and the damn thing's locked, what the hell are you supposed to do?
So here's the deal. So these motels that the city has contracted with are less than up to par for, the regular citizenry that apparently deserves more life and safety features. So what's happening is these shithole motels they turned them over to the city, and then the city's going to pay to do all these renovations and all this other bullshit. But in the meantime, they're not safe. They don't have working fire and alarm systems. They're trapping people in these buildings. This is what I'm talking about, you guys. So this is the Aloft Motel down on 15th Street. Correct? I think the address is 15th and Stout, 815th Street in Denver. And this motel is portrayed as like top of the line. If you look on the website, I've not been down there. Last time I tried to deal with issues like this with one of my people who was in another contracted motel, who had gotten physically assaulted by her roommate. She called me as the assault was happening because the cops are not allowed on the property at this particular place. I call 911. I tell them to get out there, and the 911 operator reassigns the call as low priority. The shit that is going on, people have no idea. Denver is lying. They are doing shafty shit like this. They are pocketing all this COVID money, hundreds of millions of dollars over the past several years of money to solve homelessness. You're seeing it firsthand. And during this snowstorm, Denver closed the entire city and county and said, no, never mind. We're not going to open any warming centers. All of our rec centers are closed. We'll keep one open downtown. Good luck. Our shelters aren't full. We'll tell you they're not full, even though they're full. And you can go down to those shelters. So at any rate, Cowboy's fuming mad. I'm trying to kind of just get the gist of the story to see if there's anything we can do. Yeah, the dog could run things better than the city could. The dog could do a better job at keeping the doors.
And how about there's another deal on there. Since it snowed, it says the homeowners have got 24 hours, but businesses are supposed to take effect on it immediately after the snow. Hell, they still ain't shoveled the sidewalks down there.
Wow.
I mean, there's so many sidewalks that you hit that are supposed to be shoveled, but they're dangerous to walk on because they're not shoveled. They never were shoveled. There's pickup tracks down where they drove a snowplow down them and picked the snowplow up and just drove down them.
Down these city blocks?
Yeah, and down the sidewalks.
Yeah.
In places, what the hell? People are supposed to be taking care of this stuff, but there ain't a damn thing going on.
This whole city government is in full collapse, and I would be okay if the whole thing just imploded and blew up and blew a giant crater in the whole area of the city and county of Denver, and we just started over, because that's really what it's going to take. Slabby just got done getting her teeth cleaned. She's
being an excellent dog.
Isn't she?
Yeah,
She's got a
is.
new car seat for this vehicle. This is her console car seat. Yeah, you got nice clean teeth now, don't you? Yes, you do. Yeah. You're talking, aren't you? Yes, you are. She's the sweetest dog ever. So, yeah, well, we do have matching outfits. I tell Slabby, it's time to get dressed, and she'll jump on the couch and pin her ears back because she's irritated as hell.
No, you are card today, doggers.
Yeah. So, I just wanted to do this little live stream and check in with everybody. And for those of you that have been wondering about Cowboy, here he is. He's alive and healthy. Cowboy's always a fighter. So, what's going to happen is we're going to have to raise some hell for you to get a caseworker, because that's the other thing. None of them seem to know what he's talking about when he says, I didn't know I was supposed to go find a caseworker. Supposedly, there's supposed to be case management there. And what happened this morning? You were told that there was a case manager this morning?
Well, there's supposed to be one down there today, and I walked down there, and they hadn't got into the business here. That or they was all stuck in the back room playing video games yet. You know, that's something that I have had to really bite my tongue on about them playing their damn video games. I was down there the other night trying to find out a couple things, and I was basically put on hold until they all got done playing their little games. Then they all looked up for a minute and asked if they could help me, and then they all looked right back down in the video game. I mean, what the hell's going on, people? They say that they need to be doing something down there. That's why they're playing their video games.
How many people are sitting around?
Today when we left out of there, there's probably 5 or 6 people down there. Then I don't know, what all goes on. You know, they got stuff that they all do and everything. But, there's always people sitting there. But, there's none of them, playing by the rules I've been introduced to. They're all, like I say, they're sitting there playing their video games because they need something to do.
DJ, you're asking the question, do they need a mass audit? This is a really interesting question, because this whole operation is being funded with tax dollars. And I've already gotten into it with this Salvation Army staff at this other place where my girl got assaulted. And of course, they tried to have me banned from the property and all this bullshit, right? But things are going to be heating up over this Aloft move, because they're not working to get these people where they need to be. This is a sitting duck and collect money situation. They know it's closing. The caseworkers that are supposed to be there aren't going to be any regular caseworkers, any with a brain, that is, because they're not going to take a temporary position and then get the boot. So these guys aren't going to get what they need. The city gets to control all this messaging about them offering all these resources. And these rotten homeless people just aren't taking advantage of them. They're not doing their part, blah, blah, blah. It's a lie. It is a lie. They're not skimming off the top. They're just taking it. The return on investment here, if somebody with government finance, with government accounting finance background had the time to go investigate what is going on in Denver, some shit would get uncovered. And I cannot understand why the auditor of Denver has its own auditor, because it's its own city and county. This guy supposedly is elected by the people, and he is supposed to hold this government accountable to these kinds of expenditures. And I have yet to see anything on Denver's auditor going through all this homeless money. And there's a reason for that. There's a damn reason for that, because there is shisty shit going on. And here we are trying to support people, keep them off the street. Cowboy, we got three guys, 3 very sick guys in a motel right now, which, by the way, you guys, another update on that. One of them went out in an ambulance last night, and it's not a good situation. And to this day, Matt Wilms from the mayor's office, the city and county of Denver, still has not responded to any of those needs. These are regular residents in Denver. Claims that he sent all this information to the caseworkers. I've never heard a damn word. Nobody has followed up with anything. Denver is stealing all of this money. They are literally just stealing it. And here we all are out here going, what in the fuck is going on? This is why I can't wrap my head around it, y'all. It's going to take a revolution. It's going to take an army. It's not just me and Cowboy and a few other advocates. It's going to take an army. So, I don't know. Cowboy gave me a call. Somebody helped him get a phone today from the All Health Network, which is the contracted behavioral health place for Arapahoe County. Cowboy is an original resident of Inglewood here. Remember, Inglewood and Denver border. They kick him out of Inglewood. They criminalize the shit out of him over here. Tell him he can't be here, so he's over in Denver. Denver's telling him, we need to lock you up in a prison and feed you bologna, and you need to show ID to get in and out. He's got a bed for now, but this situation is very, very volatile. Cowboy, we're gonna have to get you a caseworker.
You know, I got 70 days to figure out something.
You
know, if they they kicked me out and everything. I mean, what the hell am I supposed to do? I had everything I needed before they stuffed me in this hole down there because the Denver cops are tired of looking at me. They stuffed me down in there, and I lost all my stuff because I couldn't take it with me. I have no place to store it and everything. And if I get kicked out of my place in April, what am I to do? I got 2 sleeping bags. Should I go out and look like a lot of these really people that are really, really suffering bad because they don't have enough ambition to even try to do anything?
Yeah, I don't know, Cowboy. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah,
I don't have any answers. But we'll have a damn tent for you.
Oh, I'm trying.
We'll definitely have some supplies for you.
I'm trying to stay off the really bad list that, I mean, wouldn't be very hard for me to fall into because there's enough people that are involved in the police and everything else that I'd piss off so much if I'd say anything about half the stuff that goes on. They'd just have a heyday on me on just stuff they can harass me with.
Yeah, you mean they target you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a bad person. I'm a really, really bad person. And, because I bring up stuff that makes them look like they're really fucking up bad, not doing a goddamn thing.
Well, you and me, I mean, we're two wicked bad people.
I mean, that's about all I got to say right now on it. I hope like hell something comes up out of this that's going to be all right because, I was better off before I got stuffed down into this hole than I am right now.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's been some bad weather and everything, but I've been better off not being in the room I'm in.
You wouldn't even let me put you in a motel last year because
no.
You were going to lose your steer, afraid somebody just come steal all your shit. You weren't going to have anything when you got out.
And I didn't have a lick of problem with that.
No.
And it was severe last year.
Yeah, it was bad.
There's been some cold snaps, but every time you go into my camp, it's a warm camp.
That is no shit.
You get into my tents and you're taking coats off, not putting them on, wanting to know if I got another blanket so I can stay warm inside. I always keep up on stuff, and but now, if I was kicked out without being able to get all my stuff back, which doesn't just magically reappear at snap of fingers, it takes a long time to build up what I have that I saved for everybody. It takes a long time to get that stuff, and then in snap of fingers, what the hell am I going to do when they kick me out if I ain't got an apartment to move into then?
Well, some of that stuff that you collect is just irreplaceable anyway. But I, for one, can guarantee you that I'm not going to leave you out here without any survival gear. So there's that piece.
But, but where in hell am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? And, all them things, them things that...
You're not supposed to survive. This is called Denver's death plan. Cowboy, the truth of the matter, I mean, we have to start being honest. They are trying to kill you.
Yeah, it'd be easier if I wasn't on the system. I don't know about kill be the word for it.
See, but people don't want to have this honest...
Get me the hell out of here.
Cowboy.
Completely.
I know that's polarizing to think that somebody else wants you dead. But you have got to start thinking along those lines when you're negotiating with the police. You get all fired up when you hear that son of a bitch tell you, you know what? I'd keep calling on you because you don't belong here. You don't belong in my line of sight. You can't survive. What is that saying? Cowboy, that guy is literally telling you that if he could shoot you and kill you right then and there and get away with it, you'd be dead.
Yeah, they just seem they wouldn't have to do a damn thing about it. I cause too many people I cause people to have to do something. Even if it's bad, they have to do something.
You don't, though. All you do is ask to be left the fuck alone.
Yeah, and that causes people to have to do something.
So think about how psychotic that is. And try to convince me that this isn't a death plan, that this isn't a eugenics plan. To them, you have no place in society except to be controlled and manhandled. And they can't quite get away with killing you outright. But if they torture the shit out of you, you might just die.
Yeah, it get down to the point, I've seen people go down, that I don't know where in hell they've gone, but they ain't around no more.
I know.
Just poof, they're vanished from everything. I don't know where in hell they're at. And then, I see people that I thought were gone, but they've been down here riding with everything else, like being a dumb blind duck, just out there.
Everybody's on the move every day. The cops are chasing everybody all day long. It's a sport to them. It's a sick sport. And no one will convince me any different that these authoritarians are trying to physically rid of these people. No one will convince me any differently. And if you were out here seeing it, feeling it, touching it every day, you'd know it. You would know it.
I read a deal a couple years ago. I didn't have everything up to date with some fines and stuff. I had to go do some jail time. When I was in there in this jail, everything I was,
where at? Denver or Arapahoe?
I was in Arapahoe County, I think it was. But I was in jail. No, I was in Denver jail. And I read a deal to where there was a study had been done that the world's population, if it was knocked down 60%, would be just fine place. There wouldn't be all this problem because there's enough advanced technology getting ready to kick in that most of the people wouldn't be needed. Think about it. They said that out of 10 people, 6 of you don't need to be here.
So and you read that in jail?
I read that in jail through some documents I've seen. They was talking about the world would be better off if the world's population was knocked down. And pretty soon here comes this COVID.
There you go. Now you're getting it.
It didn't work the first time.
So let's make a vaccine.
Yeah, so they came up with more on it, and more on it, and more on it. And right now, it's either China or Japan is suffering with a major, major killing going on there.
None of it's orchestrated. You're all a bunch of conspiracy theorists. It's not happening. It's happening right before your eyes, but it's not happening. You all ignore it. Put your masks on. Shut the fuck up. Do what you're told, and it'll all be okay. Right.
Yeah, and find a Denver cop that's going to do something. I don't know.
Lewis, thank you very much.
They do lots of good things now. Absolutely nothing.
The Denver cops do lots of good things by doing nothing?
Yeah, absolutely nothing. They're getting really good at that.
Yeah, if they can't fight violent crime, they could just go away because they are worthless. So, yeah, we could go down a rabbit hole on that. So
I don't know what else to say right now, but
we love hearing from you.
yeah, I hope something comes up out of this.
Yeah, I think something will come up out of this.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've made any statements or anything. You know, I've
Yeah.
had a whole lot to say, but you know, I've been kind of sitting back riding the ride, and it sure ain't no fun.
Yeah, but you're really good at it, Cowboy, and you're smart in how you go about it and how you well, you're trusting too, but you're starting to realize that this is more about control than it is about helping. And I think that's what's firing you up a little bit more. And thank you for calling me yesterday. He called me from this hellhole that he's at and said, I got to talk to you, and I got to talk to somebody because this ain't working out. And still, you know, he doesn't have a caseworker. They haven't assigned him anything. Nobody knows anything about getting a caseworker. Denver has announced that they are assigning 4 caseworkers to supposedly 130 people only that are left at Aloft. How many people do you think are at Aloft, if you had to guess?
I don't know how many people down in there right now. There's 30-some floor or 30-some rooms per deal, 6 floors. You know, and I see people in, you know, I talked to 2 people down there today. They've been there less time than I have. They just got moved in there, and they already found out, yeah, you're out.
Really?
One guy he had one leg, he's in a wheelchair. Another guy, he was, up in his 70s. And, you know, I mean, he doesn't know what the hell he's going to do. You know, or, you know, stuff like, I mean, what the hell am I going to do? And, you know, myself, I'm 60 years old. And I tell you what, I'm in good shape. I mean, and everything, because, you know, I have to stay doing stuff to be able to keep things going. And people are, they're trying to convince people that all you got to do is nothing.
If you just stay down, we can keep you down. And that's when we can kick you the hardest.
Yeah,
he's smart. You see?
There's a lot of bad stuff going. And like I said, I don't know what else to say other than
well, anytime you got something to say, you know who you can say it to, and we can try to, you know, Cowboy and I have made some progress on some things. I expect we could probably make some progress on this too. I was supposed to be taking a break. I was supposed to be taking a 6-month break, Cowboy.
Yeah. Well, you
just
know,
ain't quite working out.
Yeah.
So, hey, everybody, thank you for these super chats. And, yeah, I mean, you're seeing it. This is raw. You have to understand. You have to see it, hear it to understand it. So we're going to get Cowboy probably some lunch and get him where he wants to go. And we'll catch up with you guys a little bit later. Okay? Hey, shits and giggles. Sorry you're just popping in. But I'm about to end this. So, yeah. You guys, thank you very much for your support. And awareness is key. The more you know, the smarter you are. Right? And Denver sucks. So, there's that. All right. Thanks, Irish Rover. Thanks, mods. See you soon. Mwah.